Hi guys, and welcome to another video broadcast. Tonight we are going to be talking about some of the things that might be holding you back from seeing results with your intermittent fasting. And they're the things that I kind of like to refer to as crutches. If you are new, my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years I have been helping women find success with their health and fitness by helping them design nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. For me, over the past couple of years, that has been done through intermittent fasting. So we are going to be talking a little bit about that tonight. If you're on Facebook, please take a second to hit that like button, and then right next to the like button, you'll see follow. And if you hit that little drop down, there'll be a little area where you can select all, and then that way you'll be notified when I go live on Facebook, which is Sunday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're catching this on YouTube as a video, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment. I go back and review all the comments, and I will make sure that I address your comment personally. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about maybe some crutches that we have put in place with our intermittent fasting schedule and kind of determine whether those things might be keeping you from seeing the success that you're looking for. And crutches are defined as those things that make intermittent fasting so attractive to a lot of us. And the fact that you really can design your own plan with intermittent fasting that really is very cohesive with your lifestyle. And there's a lot of flexibility with intermittent fasting. And I think that is what is so attractive about it, because we're no longer on these restrictive diets. There's no one else that's designing a food plan or meal plan for you. You have the flexibility to kind of find your own things that you want to incorporate into your life. And there's flexibility in when you jump in a fasting window and when you jump out of it, or if you choose not to fast at all. So all those things are what make intermittent fasting so amazing for us, especially as women. But what I'm finding, and I find this with the women that I have like consult calls with or a personal relationship with, and I listen to their wants, needs, and desires for why it is that they're intermittent fasting. And a lot of them are very deep-seated, very emotional, very just kind of done with everything else. This has to work for me. I'm going to do whatever I have to do no matter what. And then that no matter what part actually starts to come into play, and everyone starts freaking out. So the thing about intermittent fasting is it really is an opportunity for us to heal our bodies by giving our bodies a chance to stop constantly having to be in digestive mode, which burns a bunch of calories, which burns a bunch of energy, which then takes our body away from doing its primary job, which is to keep us healthy. So with intermittent fasting, we create a fasting window that gives our body an opportunity to burn through the food that we eat, burn through the glycogen stores, and get into a fat-burning state that allows our body to heal, because it's no longer having to digest food or process sugars. It's actually burning off things instead of kind of implementing things, so to speak, with food. So we have to be in a zero-calorie position for that truly to happen. And there's so much conflicting information about what's allowed and what's not allowed. And that's all been determined by someone who's found success with some way of doing intermittent fasting. So I always say consider the source when you are taking advice from someone. And if someone is in their 20s, a male, never had any children, and is living in the gym 5 or 6 hours a day, and he says he can eat chocolate cake in his feasting window, well, no joke. Like, I could eat cake whenever I wanted when I was in my 20s before I had kids and my hormones were all in balance, and I was an aerobics instructor and I was teaching 5 classes a day. I could eat whatever I wanted. Like, it was awesome. But I'm not that person anymore. I'm a 50-year-old woman who's had 2 kids, one just 10 years ago. My hormones are crazy, and I don't have 5 hours to teach fitness classes anymore. I'm lucky if I get a 30-minute workout in. So the flexibility with what I can eat has changed. And so that means that I have to kind of adapt to those changes. I can't eat whatever I want. Now, with that being said, there's still some flexibility, but I have put some boundaries on my own life that I only eat foods that make me feel and look my best. So what I find really frustrating with a lot of women who are struggling with intermittent fasting and just so frustrated and why is it not working for me, And the only advice that I can give and the only answers that I could give is because you're not letting it work for you. Like, you're not giving it an opportunity to let it do its due diligence with your body because you've built in too many crutches. You put too many little comfort spots into your intermittent fasting because we don't want to feel hungry. We don't want to feel fatigued. We don't want to have to adjust our workout schedules. We don't want our life interrupted. And we don't want to give up the things in life that we want to have because you said I can have whatever I want. Well, yeah. You can at a certain point. I can eat whatever I want today because my body's fixed. I'm no longer insulin resistant. I no longer have trouble with diabetes. I have burned off all the fat or most of the fat that I didn't want to have. I mean, I'm a 50-year-old woman. I'm going to have some body fat. I'm okay with that. I'm very healthy with that emotionally and psychologically. But I'm very happy with my physique, and I'm very flexible with what I eat within the boundaries that I've set for myself. I won't eat anything that makes me feel bad, and I won't eat anything in abundance that's going to make me look bad. I've done the work already. I've put in all the sacrifices. I've done what it takes to reset my body. And most women just don't want to do that. And so you're finding it very difficult to see the results that are advertised with intermittent fasting. And so if you're struggling and you're feeling frustrated, quit questioning all those little niceties that everyone advertises about intermittent fasting and just go in all the way. Like, seriously, just go all in with fasting. Do it for 2 weeks and see how your body changes. If you went all in with fasting for a week, you would see some amazing, amazing results, and you would feel off the charts amazing. You would have so much energy. You wouldn't ever question intermittent fasting. But for a lot of people, they don't want to go there. They don't want to go that hard. They don't want to give up their butter coffee or their coconut oil or their little glass of wine or their this or their whatever it is they do on the weekends with their family. Like, and yeah, you don't have to, but you can't have both. Like, for a while, you just can't have both because you haven't figured out yet, are you insulin resistant? Are you insulin dependent? Are you fat resistant? What's your sugars doing? Can you break down sugar? Can you break a fast with sugar? Do you have to have fat? How much fat do you need? Can you have carbs? Do you have to do without carbs? You haven't done the work yet to figure that out. You haven't done the work to figure out what you can have in and what you need to take out in order to get what you say you want to get out of it. So if you're going to say, I want to lose 40 pounds, I want to have energy, I want to sleep good at night, I want to be able to run around with my grandkids or my kids, I want to, rock a bikini this summer. Like, all those things are possible, and they're, no matter what your age is, those are totally doable things. But you have to put the work in first. And the beautiful thing about intermittent fasting is the work doesn't take as long as it would if you were dieting, because the results come as soon as your body's healed. Unless you've gone to a doctor and a doctor tells you what's wrong with you hormonally, more specifically what's wrong with you hormonally, it's kind of, we're playing with a crapshoot because we don't know what's wrong with us, and so we don't know what to do to fix it. So you have to go all in. You have to take every hindrance out, anything that's going to get in your way of healing your body and fixing you, and then you slowly start bringing it back in. But like I said, it takes a fraction of the time when you're fasting than it does when you're dieting, because dieting is just going to set you backwards. It's not going to heal you. Fasting will heal you. So if you really want what you say you want, then I am going to challenge you guys to really go in for a couple weeks. Reset those hunger hormones, reset the hormones in your body, reset that insulin resistance situation that you have going on, see what it feels like to actually be fat adaptive, go through a couple of days of discomfort, see what it feels like to actually heal your body. I know symptoms are horrible, and that's exactly why women are in such a hot mess today. Because if we don't like the symptoms of perimenopause, we go to our doctor and he has no problems writing us prescriptions. Prescriptions for night sweats, prescriptions for water retention, prescriptions for insomnia, prescriptions for irritability, prescriptions for, I walked out of my doctor's office with 3 prescriptions. I just went in for some information, and he wanted to just get rid of my symptoms. Well, we all know what happens when we get rid of symptoms. The problem stays, and oftentimes the problems get worse, right? And so if we're not doing the work to fix what's causing the symptoms to rise, then we're just going to become sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And then we're going to be those old, feeble women who can't take care of themselves and no one wants to be around, and we have no life left. So we got to do the work. We got to get rid of the crutches. We got to get rid of the niceties. We got to go all in. We got to feel like what it feels like to be hungry. And then learn that that's an okay thing, because as soon as you're fixed, and when you're fixed, there's no doubt about it, you will know it, because your body will be screaming amazing things at you that you'll be completely happy with, and you'll go, yeah, that was actually worth it. I would totally do that again if I had to, because it wasn't that bad considering how many years you've been walking around feeling like crap, right? Like, how many years have you gone without a good night's sleep? How many years have you gone sweating all the time? How many years have you gone with leg cramps? How many years have you gone crying in your closet because suddenly none of your clothes fit you? How many years have you gone wondering what your life's going to be in a couple of years if you don't get any better? Like, how is that working for you? And for most of us, it's not working. It's not working at all. So we owe ourselves some time, and we owe ourselves some education, and we owe ourselves a little bit of experience to go all in. And give it 14 days. 14 days of no calories during your feasting window. 14 days of removing the mental blocks that have you convinced that a 16-hour fasting window is perfect for you. A 16-hour fasting window is a long night's sleep. Like, seriously. That's all it is. You stop eating dinner at a certain time, you have a great night's sleep, you get up and you're eating within a couple hours. That's not going to do it for most of us who have to be healed. I fasted for 16 hours for a long time and saw no results. It wasn't until I pushed my body to the point of discomfort and got to a 20+ hour fasting window that everything changed for me. And it was just because I wasn't getting my body to a true fasted state. I wasn't getting my body to a healing point. And so we really have to be okay with some of the things that we think are just absolutely unimaginable today, like 20 hours with no food. Like, I can't even imagine. Well, of course you can't imagine, because you haven't done it yet. Like, do it once. All it takes is one time of a 20-hour fasting window, and you'll kick yourself for wasting so much time at that 16-hour place, because 16 hours isn't going to do it for most of us. It's just not a long enough period of time to allow our body to heal. So if you're feeling frustrated and you're not seeing the results that you want, I'm going to strongly urge you and encourage you, and hopefully be able to support you if you're in my May intermittent fasting group, to get over that hump and really, really work on truly being fasted. And I get questions all the time. Diane, can I have this? Diane, can I have that? Diane, can I have this? And my answer, you guys know by now, if you're in my group, and if you're not in my group, you've probably heard me say it here a lot too, is like, my answer is always like, I don't know. I don't know. You have to test it. You have to test it for 7 days. And is it worth wasting 7 days for the way something tastes? Like, I don't know. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it's one of those things that you can't live without. And we can find a way to make that work once you're healed. But while you're still in the healing process, you have to just be able to let go of some things and really get yourself to the point of giving your body an opportunity to really fully heal itself. You have been slowly putting yourself in this damaged place for years. And I know for me, it probably started for me in high school, when I was totally under eating and totally over exercising and eating the wrong foods and not knowing what it was that I was doing. And it finally came crashing down on me a couple years ago. So when you consider you've done a lifetime of, think about it, we've done a lifetime of treating ourselves because we feel like we deserve it all the time, right? Little snack here, little glass of wine here, little cake here, little this here, little that there. You could go a couple weeks without doing those things, and it's not like you're not on a diet, so I don't want you to feel like you're depriving yourself. You're doing this to attain this up here. You're going to just say, I'm going to put you on the shelf for a couple weeks, and I'm going to experiment over here for a little while and just see what happens. And if you get the results that you're dreaming of getting, which you should get, you deserve to get, then you can slowly start letting those things back in and then see how they work for you. Oftentimes, when you've put those things on the shelf and this over here starts working for you, these don't seem so attractive anymore because you've let go of the dependency on them. You've let go of that scarcity thing, like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to have it again. You can have it whenever you want, but you got to get happy first. And so a lot of the things that we are afraid to let go of, it's because we aren't happy, right? And so we soothe ourselves with them. But no one needs butter coffee to survive. No one needs coconut oil to survive, really. I mean, it's a nice added plus, but you could go a couple weeks without it and just see if your black coffee works, or no coffee at all, just drink water. You don't need mineral water, just regular water. If you're not getting night sweats and you don't have leg cramps and everything's fine, don't even add mineral water. Just add regular water. And just go as cold turkey as you can and just see what you can get out of it. When I did that, because I was the one that was holding back and doing the 16 hours and eating my french fries and eating my tortilla chips, and I had my pity party wondering why it wasn't working for me. It was because I was listening to all those people that said, you can have 15 calories, you can have 30 calories, 100 calories is fine, you'll still be in a fasted state. And it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me at all. And I went through hundreds of dollars of pre-workout formulas trying to find the magic one that was going to work for me, and none of them worked. And so now I use nothing. I work out fasted, truly fasted. The beautiful thing is I don't need a pre-workout formula anymore, because I'm not running my body into the ground, because I'm not desperately working out trying to lose body fat, or desperately working out trying to lose weight. My fasting has taken care of that for me. So I don't have to do those things anymore. If I want to go out for a long run, it's because I choose to have that time for myself. I no longer do it in a panic state, wondering how long it's going to be before I lose weight, or how long it's going to be before I lose body fat. My fasting has already done that for me, because I allowed my body an opportunity to heal. And that's what you guys really need to do for yourself. The goal of this whole intermittent fasting thing that I have going on is that it's going to sustain me for my lifetime. You owe yourself an opportunity to get it right, so that you can have a lifetime of happiness around food, and a lifetime of happiness living in your own skin and being authentic with who you are and what you're doing. And when we're walking around preoccupied all the time with depressing thoughts and negative self-talk because we're not happy with ourselves, you're not living authentically. You're cheating the people that you love out of the true you, and you're treating the people that you love out of your true consciousness and of your true attention, because you're so self-consumed with how horrible things are for you. And that's not fair either. And I know that because I was negative Nelly big time, and I was super depressed, and I hated everything about me. And I wasn't always that way. It was just the last couple years when I felt completely lost and out of control. And I don't feel negative at all about body image or lifestyle or what I eat and what I don't eat. And it's because I had to go deep and I had to get the results. And I'm confident that every woman that is willing to do that will get the results that they want. It just takes patience. And we've never been good with patience and dieting, or patience and nutrition. We always want to go for that next cool thing, or the next fad that's going on, or so-and-so said I can do this and so-and-so said I can do that. And they don't have the authority to say what you can do. You really have to trust that giving your body an opportunity to heal itself completely and go without calories for a certain amount of time is going to do what it's supposed to do. And the science is there. You guys, I say that all the time too. The science is there. If you don't trust me, trust the science. Okay, lots of stuff going on here. So let me see who's here. All my girls are here. Teresa, you're always the first one that jumps on. I love it. My husband's here. Allison, what's up, girl? Jane, Kara, Melissa, Brennan. I won't even ask where you are, Melissa, but I have my glasses on for you because I know you love that. Allison, girl, I've missed you. We need to talk. Faith, happy Sunday fun day. Hey, Diane, glad I hit the live show. Oh, me too, Kathleen. Thanks for jumping on. Margaret, hello from cold, rainy San Diego. I know, Margaret, I saw that. I'm so sorry. You guys you're getting our usual thunderstorms. Iowa is in the house. Sarah's here. You are awesome, and I live by. Aw, send me some Shakeology samples. Jane, stop it, girl. Liz, oh, she's talking to her friend. Okay, let's see. Any questions? Finally figured out how to get. Oh, sweet. Okay, just a lot of highs, and I love it. I'm just gonna go get people from everywhere. I've given up my evening glasses of red wine. Paula, good for you. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've noticed about red wine. And I'm not pushing alcohol on people, but here's the thing. You don't have to go without it forever. Like, I've kind of just found my rhythm now with it, and I know my go-tos, and I know what I got to stay away from. And I talked about this before about drinking Gucci wine and expensive margaritas and taking the sugar out and all that kind of stuff. So red wine is probably the worst as far as, like, hormonal symptoms. It will give you night sweats guaranteed every night, all night long. It'll cause you to have leg cramps. I don't know why, it just does. So yeah, give it up for a little while and then experiment back in if you want, if it's something that you feel like you're totally missing out on, or put boundaries on yourself. Like, I'm only going to have wine if I'm out at dinner. I'm not going to bring it in the house. Put some boundaries on it so that you can kind of slowly ease back into it. I don't think that you have to go cold on everything forever, but just long enough to feel the good. Because I always say nothing ever tastes as good as amazing feels. And when you feel amazing, then you stop and pause and you'll look at something and go, do I want to ruin how I'm feeling right now for that? And sometimes you'll say yes, because sometimes it is worth it. And then other times you'll go, heck no, I worked way too hard for this feeling. I am not going to let this feeling go for that little whatever it is. And once you can pause and have those conversations with yourself, you've made it. Like, you will never, ever struggle with food again, because you can consciously make a decision based on how something is going to make you feel and look. And when you make those kind of conscious decisions about how you're going to feel and look, you're living your authentic life, because then you are going to be present and you're going to be happy about your decisions. And I've talked before about how I would go out on date nights with my husband and I would feel guilty the next day and talk bad about our time out, and how much I felt like, how rude of a woman am I that I'm going to do that to my time spent with my husband, right? And so if you're making decisions that are going to make you feel bad the next day, then you got to check what it is you're doing, because it's not worth it to you and it's not worth it to the people around you. Now, with all that being said, you also, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself, I have been the girl at a party that's like awkward. Like, oh, I don't eat that, I don't drink that, I don't eat that, I don't drink that. And it's awkward and whatever. It's not a good feeling. But if you're, and I was making those choices because I was trying to live up to something. I was trying to like be the super dieter, or maybe I was feeling negative at my body and I didn't want to do those things because I was feeling fat or feeling unattractive or feeling awkward or whatever it was that was going on with me at that time. A lot of stuff was going on with me at that time. But then you're like the outcast, and you don't ever want to be the outcast either. So if you truly are at a party or you're at a get-together and they're serving a glass of wine and you've kind of created that boundary for you, then have a glass of wine. Have one glass of wine and I would say sandwich alcohol with water. Have a glass of water, have a glass of wine, have a glass of water. You're always kind of, in the groove with everyone else. But, again, it's like we're 50-something-year-old women, most of us, some of us in our 30s. We've got young kids to take care of. I'm in my 50s. I have young kids to take care of. And we have people that are 60s and 70s. Like, the frat party, sorority party, drunken nights should be kind of in our past anyway. So a glass of wine isn't going to necessarily kill you down the road when you're fixed. But while you're in the healing process, it could be that one thing that's going to keep you from getting your hormones reset, because alcohol is a hormone imbalancer, flat out, and it's full of sugar. So if you're insulin resistant and your body's not able to break down that sugar, the glass of wine will be the one thing that's going to keep you from seeing the results that you want, because your body can't. It has the inability to break it down. And so it's poison to you until you're fixed. Thanks for sharing my video, Tammy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good to hear it. Real 20 hours. Yep, 20 hours. I think I need to 20. Yep, you need to do the 20-hour fast. I never imagined going past 14, but now I'm comfortable at 16, 17. Listening to this is giving me encouragement to get up to 20 ASAP. I'll figure it out. Margaret, you don't have to figure it out. I'll help you, girlfriend. Margaret, yeah, I'll help you. We'll talk about it in our group this week some. Dorothy, hello from New Jersey. Amen. Okay, Chris. So then, does coconut oil in your coffee break your fast? I'm confused as to whether that's okay or not, because that's calories. Okay, I'll get back to that one. Chris, can hear you, but I'm not able to see you. Barbara, that's something on your end. I don't know. Check your computer. I'm here, but it's my first live show. Wish I had heard all of it from the start. Jackie, you can hear it from the start because it'll be on my Facebook page as a recorded video as soon as I pop off. And I upload it to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com, Diane Parham, tomorrow morning. So you can always catch them there. They're always there under the Intermittent Fasting playlist. So all my videos are there. You can go back and catch some old ones too. Lisa from Canada, headaches have gone. Glad I stuck in there. Yes, Lisa, that's awesome. So you just have to kind of get through those tough points and not not create the crutch to get through the headache. Sometimes you have to bear through the headache and just get it out of your system. Drink a lot of water, take a nap, rest. With my intermittent fasting group, we work on perfecting our fast and building up that fasting window the first week. And then the second week, we start talking about exercising, but not everyone's ready yet even to exercise the second week, because just like fasting and changing our body's energy and changing our body chemistry and resetting our hormones, we have to learn how to exercise all over, because now we're pulling from our fat stores for energy to exercise. We're not taking that readily available glycogen, and so it takes a little bit longer to kind of gear up to a workout. It takes a little longer to kind of get your body to be able to release those fat stores, and it's a new feeling altogether with your body as far as its comfort level with not having all those readily available calories. You have to actually work to get them to kind of surface up. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. We're going to talk about exercising and positive body posture and all that kind of stuff. But so exercising too, if you're exercising now and you're just getting into fasting, give yourself some grace. It's going to take a little bit of time for your body to catch up to what it is you're doing. It's okay. I took February, March, and April off from exercising. Not all because of fasting, but I had a busy life. And it wasn't really intentional, it just sort of worked out that way. And I didn't lose any of the benefits of exercising in my body. I'm still very fit looking. I still have very little body fat. I gained no weight because I managed my fasting and my feasting windows correctly, and I managed my food intake. And so even if you have bouts of time where you can't exercise, maybe something's going on in your life, you're healing something, you don't have to stress anymore, because you're not going to go backwards in your fitness, and you're not going to go backwards with your body. Your fasting, if you're doing it correctly, will take care of that. And so, yeah, I'll talk about the rest of exercise tomorrow. I'll keep on point today. Okay, so the coconut oil. I say this with anything that has calories in it, until you know for sure that your body's healed and that you're truly in a fat adaptive state, I say sort of suck it up and give it up. Give up all those things that are niceties until you are really, really positive that your body's adapting to the fasting. So I always kind of suggest going this way. Put them in the very beginning, because it does kind of reduce the shock value to your body. So if you need some coconut oil the first few days, or you need some butter coffee the first few days, because it'll ease sort of the transition, then yes, of course, do it. But then wean yourself off of it for a couple weeks and then see where the results go with you. If you're constantly living on butter, coffee, or coconut oil to get through the hunger hormone time frame, then your hunger hormones are not working for you. They're still working against you, and you've covered it up. You covered up the ugly symptoms and the uncomfortable symptoms with the Band-Aid, which is the butter and the coconut oil. So go without them for a little while. You have to ease off of them, of course, and then go cold turkey for a couple weeks, and then just sit back and enjoy the ride. Your body's going to take care of everything else. And then get rid of that block. We start in our group at like skipping breakfast, 16 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours. 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of feasting will make sense to everyone in my intermittent fasting course once you get through the first week, because you're going to understand the chemistry of it. It like totally makes sense why would you fast for any less than 20 hours. It just doesn't make sense chemistry wise, and the studies are there to show it. A one meal a day is often very a successful way of fasting for a lot of women. I just like food too much to go down to one meal a day, so that's my 4 hour windows, because I like what I do when I'm feasting, and so I don't want to have to go any longer, because I don't want to give what I like up during the feeding time. There's been times I've also gone one meal a day, and that's fine too. I just don't like to do it for too long, because I like food too much, and I don't want to psychologically and emotionally start feeling deprived trying to do that. So Lisa, I'm glad your headaches are gone. When you have your glass on Wednesdays, do you eat dinner with or close window after your couch and special glass? Okay, so Wednesdays is the day that we fast differently. We fast 16 to 8 usually, and I just stay on schedule more than I count the hours. So I always break my fast at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I always just keep 4 or 5. So I always keep my break fast at the same time. And then when I start my fast is what fluctuates. So that's where I have a little bit of give. And then because of my schedule super busy on the weekend, I've now built in longer fasting windows on the weekend. So like today, I fasted for 19 hours. And I had to break my fast because I was out with my daughter running errands, and I had a run. I ran today for the first time since February, and it was super hot out, and I didn't have anything. I didn't even have coffee this morning, just water, and I felt dangerous driving around with her in the car. Like I felt like I was way too like mentally not there, and I felt really out of control. So we had to eat. I stopped to eat just for safety purposes, and so I broke my fast at 19 hours on a Sunday. Like that's usually the day I'm really flexible. So Saturdays and Sundays have now become longer fasts for me. So I'm a little bit more flexible Wednesdays, and then probably Thursday too, because I don't have as long of a fast. But the results haven't changed any. How often do you fast for 24, 5, 6 days a week, Dorothy? It all just depends. I prefer, do you do 20-hour daily? Okay, no, let me answer those questions. Hey, Janet, what's up, girl? Haven't seen you for a while. Okay, so the 20-hour fast for me just sort of is my thing. You have to remember, like I love, and if you're in my intermittent fasting course, you'll hear me talk about hungry's where the magic happens. Like now, because I understand the chemistry behind hungry, and I understand what's going on in my body when I get those hunger pains and I get the hunger feeling. I love being in a hungry place. Like that's for me is a very motivating place to be. It doesn't bum me out. It doesn't stress me out. None of those things. I work to get hungry. So I fast for as long as I possibly can, as often as I possibly can, without being like freaked out about too much stuff. So 4 o'clock is usually the time that I try to break my fast, regardless of anything else that goes on, because at least I know from the time I wake up till 4 o'clock, I'm in a fasted state, and the entire time I was sleeping I was in a fasted state. So that gives me the opportunity to get to that 20-hour mark more often than not. And oftentimes I go over the 20-hour mark. So sometimes I fast for 22 hours. I'm about to, not this week, but next week, I have a group called the Alumni Group. They're my graduates for my 30-day course. And we're going to start studying extended fasting. And so the 3rd week of May, I think it is, I'm going to start doing fasting anywhere from 3 to 7 days. So I'll kind of share with some of that stuff that I'm going on with you guys there. And it's just to get my body into a deeper healing state. It's not for like weight loss purposes or anything like that. I just kind of want to see what it feels like. And see what I can do healing wise for my body. And then if it works well and I can handle it, I'll probably do it every month. I found out I'm stalling my fuse by wondering what kind of fast I should do. 5-2. Laura, we'll work on that. And you got to play around with it. That 5-2 thing freaks me out. So I don't like that system at all. Hi from Scottsdale, feeling fabulous, up to 19 hours, going for 20. Woo! Karen, good for you, girlfriend. You also jammed your toe. Yeah, okay. So the reason why I took 3 months off of working out was 2 months I did it to like adjust to a puppy, which is like having an infant. So if I would have just had a baby, I would have not worked out for 2 months either. So I kind of justified it that way. And then I fell through the attic and broke up my toe. So I couldn't run. And so that's where the 3rd month came. I really only planned on not working out for 2. And Allison, you need to be nice. Don't think you were here. Didn't think you were here. Yeah, Lonnie, I'm here Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, cool. Okay, so any other questions or comments about things that you think you might be innocently doing to yourself because of conflicting information that might be keeping you from getting the results that you're looking for with your intermittent fasting? My advice is always go as hard as you can for as long as you can, and then wait and see what happens to your body. Again, you guys, the science is there, the proof is there, the logic is there, if you think about it logically, why this should work for everyone. There is a group of people that intermittent fasting doesn't work for. Pregnant women, nursing women, people who are working through eating disorder situations, and something like going long periods of time without food might hinder them and maybe make them sort of bounce back into some food things that they have that they're dealing with. And then there's another group of people. Oh, people who don't like have any body fat or weight to lose. Like, it might not be a good thing. Like, I have a girlfriend. She's got a slamming little body. Doesn't necessarily have to work out. When she works out, her body's just even better. And she can't go long periods of time without protein. Like, she has to eat protein like every hour. So, but she has zero body fat on her body. Intermittent fasting would probably kill her. So she's a candidate that just can't do it. But for everybody else, like mainstream America or mainstream world people, it works for. And especially women who are suffering from this hormonal imbalance that's putting on extra weight that they cannot exercise or diet off, because exercise with a diet is not efficient. It will just make you frustrated. Let's see. Don't feel frustrated if you're dieting and you're working out and you're not seeing the results that you want to see. It's not you. It's the chemistry behind dieting and that type of working out. I get a lot of questions too about what type of exercise to do when you're working out. Again, that's that thing where you kind of have to find your jam. And so if you're dreading working out every day, that's not your workout. If you're doing something that you feel is unsafe, that's not your workout. If you feel like it's hindering your life, that's not your workout. Like, you got to do some experimenting with workouts too and find what it is you're looking for. And then I always say find something that's going to yield you the result that you want as well. So I always say you can always spot a baseball player by the way his physique is. You can always spot a swimmer by their physique. You can always spot a tennis player by their physique. So there is something to say for what it is you're doing exercise-wise and the end result that you're going to have in your physique. So if you want a long, lean, strong-looking body, you're going to have to do some strength training. And you're probably going to have to do some strength training in the way that is going to create an elevated heart rate, so that you can burn some body fat and lift light weights. If you want to have a bigger looking body, and women don't get bulky, there's no way to get bulky unless you're lifting weights on a body that has a bunch of body fat you haven't lost yet. I did that. I was super bulky when I was doing Body Beast, a weightlifting infomercial. I was eating way too many carbs. I got super thick and bulky. And as soon as I cut the body fat on my body and I cut down the carbs and increased my fat, I went down to an extremely lean, strong looking body. You will get the results from what it is that you're doing and what it is you're putting into it. So pick the physique you want and then do the exercise that sort of models that. Pilates is a great way to get a long, lean, strong looking body. And it's great for intermittent fasting because it's not requiring a bunch of calorie burn, and it's not requiring extended amounts of exercise. It's a very controlled environment. You will sweat in it because you are putting some contractive type moves into your body. So you will be doing some work on your muscles, which causes you to kind of sweat, but it won't be anything that you have to carb up for or eat any extra calories for or feel any negative effects from, because it's just going to make your body strong and lean. And hey girl, thanks for jumping on, Allison. I'll talk to you later. Let's hook up this week. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to jump off. Lisa, I went 18 hours today and I was truly hungry. I think I need to give 24 a try this week just to push and see to change myself. Lisa, do you think that your body is fat adaptive and that you are in like a fat burning state and your hunger hormones are under control? Hungry is like if you're ravenously starving, like you can't handle it, that could mean that your hunger hormones aren't in control. If you're just feeling hungry, then that means it's good. Like you're at that point where you can probably push it a little longer. And I always say like 18 hours is like 20 hours. It's just a 2-hour difference. If you can get to 18 hours, you just have to busy yourself for 2 hours and you'll get to 20 before you know it. And then oftentimes en route from 18 to 20 hours, people go to 22 without even really thinking about it. You just keep yourself busy and you keep yourself unfocused on your body and unfocused on food. Okay, so again, recapping really quick. If you feel like you are stuck and you're not seeing the results that you want to see with your intermittent fasting, it could just be some comfort things that you've put in place to ease the symptoms of creating a fat adaptive body and easing the symptoms of a healing body. So oftentimes we have to heal ourselves in order to see the results that we are dreaming of having with intermittent fasting. Take away some of those niceties. Take away the things that are cozy. Take away the butter in your coffee. Take away the coconut oil. Take away the pre-workout formulas. Take away any of those things that are going to create a possible insulin release in your body. You don't know if it's creating an insulin release in your body until you've gone long enough to be so frustrated with the lack of results that you're getting that you're going to be willing to try anything. So just cut to the chase and try anything from the beginning. You will not be sorry for it. Everyone heals in a different way because we cannot slice us down the center and open us up and see what's wrong inside. It's sort of a crapshoot. And if you're not losing weight and you have a bunch of extra body fat and you're feeling fatigued and you're feeling irritable, it probably means that you have something going on with the sugar in your body and we need to get that fixed. The best way to fix the sugar things that are going on in your body is to take calories out, because anything that you put in your body in the form of a calorie is probably going to cause an insulin release. Too much insulin being produced in your body over a period of time causes insulin resistance, which causes the weight gain, which causes the fat gain, which causes all the other problems that we're having. And we need to get that fixed. The best way to do that is to keep those calories out. Everything, anything that could possibly cause your body to release insulin, you have to take out for a short period of time until you get fixed. Going through the fixing process is not comfortable either. You gotta just suck it up and get through it. It lasts about 2 days. And then on the other side of that suffering to get healed, you will feel awesome and you will feel better than you ever could have dreamed of. And it will be so worth it for you to get to that point. Trust me, everyone says exactly the same thing when they get to the other side of awful and start feeling amazing. Okay, I appreciate you guys. It's Sunday night, so I am going to go get some stuff together so we can have a great week in our household here. And I got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. I've got about, I think, 6 or 7 consult calls with the amazing women in my intermittent fasting group for May. So I look forward to everyone who's on my schedule tomorrow for a call. I can't wait. It's the favorite part of the group for me. I wish I could just talk to you guys all day. Some days I do have a full schedule of calls. So if you are in my group for May and we haven't had a call yet, get ready. It's probably coming around the corner. If I've already had a call with you, you guys are all on my mind. I've cherished every moment that I've been on the phone with you, and I have taken your stories and your struggles to heart. And my mission is to help you all get better through this process. If you are interested in joining my June group, we are taking registrations for June. We take registrations as soon as the previous class closes, so May closed this weekend, and so we open right up for June so that you can get in. I took on, I think, too many women in May, and I don't think I can give you guys all the attention that I dream of. I'm going to do my best, so trust me. But I think I'm going to kind of limit it again for June just so it's a little bit quieter of a group and a little bit more organized. I don't like to feel stressed out and struggled in the beginning when we launch, and so I'm going to reduce that. So it will close when we hit our maximum number of people. So if you want in, or you've been kind of eyeballing the class and not sure, get in June for sure, and we'll get you fixed up and into a great fasting lifestyle. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be talking about exercise and fasting. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more about that, that will be the topic tomorrow night, and I'll share a couple of things with you that I've been going through with myself. Okay, thanks so much, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night.